Boxers Trainers Channel, and we are live, and we are going to have a hot discussion about boxing today, right? Primarily, um, it is centered around the fight last night between Jaime Munguia and Bruno Charades, right? I mean, this fight was built up to be one of the best in the super middleweight divisions, right? I mean, who would have thought Jaime Munguia, right, Jaime Munguia, first of all, let me say this. Jaime Munguia is a veteran in the game, right? He has 44 wins, two defeats, right? One to Canelo Alvarez and one last night to Bruno Race, right? So let's start off by asking the question: who would be considered the um, the culprit, right, in Jaime Munguia's camp, right? I mean, somebody has to be responsible for taking that knockout, right? That knockout was given at the hands of a basically an unknown, right? Uh, Bruno Suarez is unknown until last night. Now he is one of the most popular boxers in the sport. I mean, it came at the hands of the knockout, a right hand knockout, right? Oh, that bothers me as a coach, right? Because, in my opinion, somebody has to take responsibility for that particular loss, right? And I hate to say this, but you have to consider the setup, the training, right, of Jaime Munguia. And to me, as I watched that fight last night, I just saw too many errors. Not only in this particular fight, I saw the same repetitious behavior in this Jaime Munguia loss as I see in a lot of young boxers today, right? Everything is repetitious. They do the same thing over and over. Jaime Munguia, in my opinion, biggest mistake was he was doing too much, and it didn't amount to getting the job done, right? Sometimes you could put too much energy into what you're doing, and that's what Jaime Munguia was doing last night, right? He was exerting a lot of energy, right, in trying to get the job done, right? But a lot of the stuff that he was doing, he didn't need to do, right? I'm talking about he would get up on his opponent and start throwing punches, right? But the punches weren't effective, right? Everything that you throw, in my opinion, as a coach, right? This is what I teach. Everything that you throw, every punch you land, or every punch you throw again, right? It has to have some type of meaning to it. You know what I mean? You can't just go out and throw punches, right? You know what I'm saying? The punches have to reflect a mindset of how you being trained, how the wheels are working in your mind, right, in order to be effective in either knocking your opponent out or outpointing, right? That is the objective as far as the trainer is concerned when he's dealing with his boxer, when he's dealing with the person he's training, right? In this case, Freddie Roach was training Jaime Munguia, right? Now, I don't know who was training Jaime Munguia before this fight, but I know for a fact that Freddie Roach trained him for this particular fight. Now, I would say that Freddie Roach is that you allow Jaime Munguia to overextend himself in the things that he was doing that he thought would get the job done. But the fact of the matter is that he was over exuding unnecessary energy, right? Trying to get the boy down, trying to get the points necessary to win by decision, right? And I say again, sometimes, man, these young boxers, especially, they are trained in a repetitious manner, right? To do the same thing over and over and over. They are not taught to be creative, right? They're not taught to use different methods, feet, legs, hands. You know what I mean? They're not taught how to be consistent in landing punches, right? Knowing when to throw a punch, right? And not overextending yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna say this again. A lot of boxers are trained repetitiously to do the same thing over and over. Now, quite naturally, if you get into the ring with a different fighter, right? If you get in with a different fighter and the fighter is doing different things than you have been trained to respond to, right? You're gonna take a L. You're gonna take an L because you've been trained the same thing over and over. A trainer, in my opinion, right, has to have the articulate mindset, right, to be able to train his boxer, right, in a comfortable fashion where he is repetitious in whatever he is doing, the punches that he's doing, the positive, no, excuse me, the offense and the defense, right? You have to be now that you have to be repetitious in teaching your boxer to be repetitious in your offense and defense, right? Especially your defense. Jaime Munguia got knocked out with a right hand. It was now I will say in all fundamental fairness that Bruno Soares, right, put Jaime Munguia in a position where he clocked him, right? He knew that Jaime Munguia was going at some point, right, drop that right hand and drop that right hand. No, excuse me, drop that left hand and be open for his right hand. Ooh, I couldn't believe that he knocked him out like that. I just couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? I just couldn't believe that Jaime Munguia dropped his defenses down above his chin after he was throwing punches, right? You have to, hey, check this out. He had to have did this after he threw them punches. And it was down here. The punch came across his chin, and it was a damaging, hard punch. It was a one-punch knockout. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, this is what I'm saying about the trainers, right? You had not to have, either you didn't follow instructions or the trainer didn't instruct you, man, keep your hands up. I don't care what you do, keep your hands up. After you finish with a combination or punch selection, keep your hands up. Put your hands back up. So if he counters, right, you catch that punch. Right? He didn't catch the punch, right? That punch was landed clean. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, what the heck just happened? This is a veteran in the game. Jaime Munguia is a veteran in the game. He was supposed to be clean enough. Mexican G in the house. Mexican G in the house. I got to give a salute out to my man. I know you've been sticking in there, but I've been wired up with this boxing, man. I couldn't give you a shout out, man, because I done got back to what I do. You know what I'm saying? My podcast is starting to kind of like develop, you know what I'm saying, to the point where I'm starting to feel a little better about my podcast, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's going to continue because the mind is a terrible thing to waste, man. You know what I'm saying? The thing that I was really having problems with like the thumbnails, and I'm working on a couple other things that going to really just say, you know what I mean? But that's what we do. Same thing as in boxing, man. You got to keep on working. You know, keep on doing what you do if you want to be the best, right? So I'm just trying to make a little point here, you know, and for those that's listening, right, I need to find a way to get to Jaime Munguia, right? Jaime Munguia needs to know that I, Coach Jack Daniels, have the necessary opponents, you know what I'm saying, to bring him back up to greatness. Because right now he look hella bad, excuse my French. Jaime Munguia, you looked bad last night, buddy. You feel me? He looks bad. But I'm going to give you the particulars on Bruno Soares, right? Bruno Soares is 26 years old. He's 6 feet tall, same as Jaime Munguia. He has a 71-inch arm reach, and he's a right-handed. He has 26 wins, 4 by knockout. 4 by knockout. Man knocked out Jaime Munguia and only had. See, I'm not going to go there with that, man, because I just get so frustrated, you know what I'm saying, that Jaime Munguia, a veteran again, right, took a right hand across the chin. A right hand across the chin. Again, that has to be saying that you dropped your left hand. You dropped it. Bam. Your left hand was way down here. When he came across with that right hand, your hand had to be way down here. It don't make no difference. It was way down here because it wasn't where it was supposed to be. And if you ain't being trained that after you discharge with your punch selection that you bring your hands back at least to your chin level, right? Because anything up here, it ain't really. I mean, I don't. Unless you really get hammered right up in here, it ain't really gonna knock you out. But 10 pounds of pressure, y'all. It takes 10 pounds of pressure to get you out of there. When you get slapped across the chin with 10 pounds of pressure, just 10 pounds of pressure, that would knock you out. And I'm quite sure Freddie knows this. So there's a lot of unanswered questions for as I'm concerned, right? In reference to the trainer and Jaime Munguia. 44 wins, 2 losses. God dang, that's horrible. You know what I mean? Jaime Munguia is 28 years old. He's 6 feet tall with a 72-inch arm reach. He's a right-handed. 44 wins, 2 losses. 2 losses. No, excuse me. He has 35 knockouts. 35 knockouts, right? He's been stopped once by none other than Bruno. Damn, that gets me. Bruno Serace. Man. But look, I'm just saying, y'all, let's get it correct, man, in the boxing. Let's bring boxing back. You're not going to bring boxing back with fights. No, with performances like y'all had last night, seeing Jaime Munguia get knocked out with a right hand on the chin. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Man, look. Anybody got access to Jaime Munguia, have Jaime Munguia get in contact with the Boxing Trainers Channel. Because can't nobody train Jaime Munguia to have the mental notes, the mental mentality to get back up there and get back up the championship level. I can. I'm going to demand it. Oh, I don't give a damn. I don't give a darn who I'm in the training. I'm going to demand that you get up to championship speed. Get up to being great. I don't care who I'm training. That's how I work. That's how I get out. If you don't want to, if you don't want to go by those strategies, don't call me. I don't care. I don't care who it is. If you don't want to be a world champion, do not bother me. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care about none of that stuff. If you don't want to be a world class champion, do not worry me. That being said, man, look, I'm tired of y'all, you know what I'm saying, coming on and leaving me hanging. Hit that darn subscription button, hit the like button, and look, I need y'all to drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about the knockout. Whose fault was it? Munguia's or Roach? Freddie Roach. And share this video with your friends and relatives. Can you do that? Can you do any of that? Okay, that being said, gotta go. That was a good one.